Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adela if you are new here. I do primarily grocery hauls on my channel, but I am kind of branching out. We have been homeschooling our almost 11-year-old for a year now, and we're finishing up our year, and I'm probably going to do a video at some point on what we've done as far as curriculum for the year. But I am here to show you guys what we are planning on using for curriculum for next year. So the year 2022-2023 school year, my son will be in 6th grade. He has finished 5th grade. We've homeschooled for 5th grade. We started homeschooling due to the pandemic and have decided to homeschool from here on out. Hopefully it stays that way. I don't plan on changing it. I am a full-time working mom. I do work outside of the home, but my husband stays home. Okay guys, so my husband has kind of graciously shoved everything in this cart here. I believe this is everything. I'm looking around now and it's actually not. Okay guys, so I think I've gathered it all together, or most of it anyway. Yeah, so I think we're gonna start with our science that we're gonna do this year. We are gonna do the Good and the Beautiful science, and I've only actually ordered one right now. I wanted to start with one unit just to see how it goes, because we've never done the Good and the Beautiful before. This past year, we actually used an online curriculum called Time for Learning. I don't know if anybody's used that before, but it was okay. And, you know, this is not what this video is about. It was okay, but we've decided that we're going to do a little more traditional, a little more Charlotte Mason style to get into it. So I did order the Good and the Beautiful Science, Space Science K-8 Science Unit Study. And this is the way that we decided to do it. So I went ahead and labeled it here. This is Space Science Unit Study. And then I put it all in this binder here. So I've kind of organized it by lessons. I've put all of our cutouts in these file pocket folders, and then just the lessons in here. It did take me quite a while to get this all together, but that was okay. So this is the first unit study that we're going to do. And then it did come, I went ahead and ordered the little book set that comes with it. So there's the Mars exploration book that comes with it. And then the story of Mae Jemison as well, which this is great because it's going to tie into our history unit that I have actually sort of configured myself. But anyway, so this is going to kind of go in with that. I don't know how I'm breaking down our school year as well, because we've decided to year-round homeschool. So my son is actually going to take off. His summer will be the month of June, and then I am off work for the week of 4th of July, and then the following week after that is when he will go back to school and I will go back to work. So there, we're going to start school then. We're just going to get an early start on it. It's going to give us the flexibility to take maybe some time off, you know, late summer, early fall, when all of the tourist traffic and beach traffic and stuff like that has kind of gone home. It'll give us a chance to maybe take that time off and enjoy a little time when it's a little less crazy and busy around here. So we have also decided to use the Good and the Beautiful Math 3. And I know I said my son is in 6th grade, but my son struggles with math. We're going to start here. If we get through this during the summer, we might move on to Math 4 before the year is out. This book is, it's beautiful, you guys. There's so many different, like, there are these quick lessons in here, and I do want to show you, it comes with a little box of manipulatives. So we'll set that down, and I'll show you the box. So this is what it came with as well, this little Math 3 box of manipulatives. It opens up. There's like a little game board in here for different games. There's a little tape measure for measuring things. There's these little, what do you call these, like tangrams. There's some cubes with measurements on them, like pints and cups and quarts and stuff like that. There's a die. There's little game pieces in here. So there's several different little games, I think, throughout the course that he will be able to do with either myself or his dad. So that is it for the math, and I plan on doing math at least 4 days a week, if not 5 days a week. But yeah, so I'm hoping to do, if you see me looking over here, that's because this is where my little notes are about school and how often we're going to do everything. But anyway, so yeah, so we're going to do 4 days a week, if not 5 days a week, to get him ahead in math. For language arts, we have decided to also do the Good and the Beautiful for language arts. So this is level 4 for him. I started out with level 4. I probably should have done level 5 for him. But I wasn't sure where he was at when I ordered this. We have since done our testing, and we actually did the like assessment through the Good and the Beautiful, and he probably could be at like a level 5 or even a level 6 for language arts. But we're going to go ahead and I already ordered it, so we're going to do level 4, which is perfectly fine. He might just breeze through it, and if he does, we'll move on to the next one. That's perfectly fine. So we got this language arts. This is his course book. It's got these beautiful pictures in here. You know, it is called The Good and the Beautiful for a reason. These pictures are so nice. It's such a beautiful book and a beautiful curriculum from everything that I've seen, everything that I've read and watched here on YouTube. It's just a really beautiful curriculum. So it did come with these 2 books here. So we've got the level 4 personal reader. So these are stories that he will read himself, which will probably correlate with some lessons in the language arts and literature book. And then this is the level 4 world biographies reader. So I think that, I'm not sure if he reads these himself or if we read these together, but either way, it does come with these nice books of stories. And then we also got the spelling and writing workbook here for him as well. So again, it's a really beautiful curriculum. It's got wonderful pictures in here. So I'm really excited for this curriculum. I did actually buy an extra book for him. This one was suggested by the Good and the Beautiful. It's Lions in the Barn by Virginia Frances Voigt. So yeah, so I just wanted to get that for him. He loves reading, so. And then as an extra, I also got him the typing one from the Good and the Beautiful. He has never taken a typing class. This comes with little stickers in here. He's never taken a typing class before, but I really feel like it's time for him to start learning how to type. I do want to say, I forgot to say before we move on to the next part of the curriculum or next subject, I want to say that for the language arts, he will be doing that 4 days a week. And for the typing, he will probably do that twice weekly, you know, just to try to get him ahead. So, for the other curriculum, for history, geography, health, I've kind of stepped outside of the box for these. Because when we were doing time for learning this past year, my son was not really into their history lessons. They kind of jumped all over the place with their history lessons. And when I was looking into the Good and the Beautiful, I had read and seen a lot of people say that they kind of do a similar thing with their history lessons. So I kind of wanted to do my own sort of history unit studies. So for Black history, there's quite a few different books that we have that I've had on the bookshelves for a while, and then other ones that I ordered from Amazon. The first book, this is going to be a read aloud. This one is Lori Hall's Anderson Chains. And I do believe there's a book that comes before this one, or maybe after it. Actually, this is like one in a series, and I think this is the second book. And I can't honestly remember where I even got this book from. But there's one called Forge and one called Ashes, which are here on the back as well. But I've heard that this is a really, really good book. I don't know if it's going to be age appropriate for him. So I'm probably going to read it first, and then if it's appropriate, read it to him out loud. So this might be a read aloud. If it's not appropriate, I might just take bits and pieces from it, or we might skip it all together. But I'm going to read this at some point, and I'm hoping that it's age appropriate for him. Okay, so who was George Washington Carver? We actually have a couple who was books. We have other ones too, but they don't pertain to Black history. So he's already read this book, but he told me that he really liked it and he really liked learning about George Washington Carver. So I decided that because we're doing Black history, we're going to go ahead and read this again. We might just read it together. And then we've got who was Kamala Harris. Again, this one's really short, so we might just read this super quick. And then I've got this Rosa Parks book. This is Rosa Parks' My Story. He did read a Who Was book this past year on Rosa Parks. But this is a much thicker novel here, so we're going to go ahead and do this as a read aloud for that. And then, oh, and this also pertains to that Mae Jemison book for the science study. We are doing a Black Women in Science study. There's little excerpts in here, like little chapters about different Black women in history. And oh, now I lost the page. There we go. Like this one is Annie Turnbow Malone. So, and these chapters are, let's see, they're about, 4 to 5 pages long. So they're not very long, but there's a lot of different chapters in here about a lot of different women. So I thought this would be a really cool book for him to look at. And again, it's got Mae Jemison in here as well. And then I couldn't pass up, if I'm going to do the Black women in history, I'm going to go ahead and do the Black men in science, or Black women in science, sorry, not in history. Black men in science book as well. And this is the same. It's, chapters on different Black men in science and their contributions to science and to the world. And I just thought this would be a really nice way to introduce him to, to Black history and introduce him a little more to his culture and stuff like that. And then as far as world history goes, the only book that I actually bought for world history is A History of Us. These books looked really, really good, and I've seen tons of reviews on them. Apparently they're written really well. Again, I didn't really read through this. I watched so many different reviews, and I really feel like, you guys, I really feel like I have FOMO when it comes to curriculum because I am buying all the things, right? So I'm like, oh, I should buy that. That looks really cool. I should get that one. And then I end up with all of this stuff. And I did this last year too. I end up with all of this stuff that I don't actually end up using, or I use only just a little bit. So I really wanted to buy this whole set. There's a whole set, you guys. I think there's like 19 or 20 editions, or 19 or 20 of these books in the set. I wanted to buy the whole thing. I decided not to. I stopped myself and I said, no, I can't do that. So anyway, so I got this one. It's from 1918 to 1945. I figured this covers World War II. It covers a lot of different history. This one is War, Peace, and all that jazz. So I figured we will work on this probably the last 2 semesters of the school year. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and move on to geography. Jackson wanted to do some more geography this year, so I found this Maths and Geography book. I do have a few workbooks that have like a few things of geography in them, but they're not dedicated to geography. And I was on Amazon and I saw this one on there, and the reviews were really good, so I went ahead and picked this up. This is, let's see, the complete book of Maps and Geography. It's from grades 3 through 6. It's a step-by-step map skill building state, regional, and global geography, comprehensive review pages, and hands-on activities. It has a poster and stickers in it too. I'm trying to figure out who this is by. Carson DeLosa Education. I don't know how good they are or not, but the reviews were good on this one, and he wanted to do some more geography, and I think it'd be good for him to start learning a little more about how to read a map and stuff like that. So yeah, so that is it for history. And for geography, we're going to do these twice a week for about 45 minutes to an hour each. And then I've got a bunch of different I got a bunch of extracurricular type of things or add-ons to show you. I don't want to skip this one. It's the health, it is the health units that we're going to use, the health studies that we're going to use. I almost forgot about this, and I was pulling things out and I was like, wait a minute, I forgot to do health. So this past year we have used this book. This is called Your Health. This is actually quite a few years old. I got it on Amazon. It was just a used health book, and you know, I bought it because I was kind of scrounging around, or you know, scurrying around trying to figure out how am I going to teach him everything he needs to know. What do I need to get him? And I was like, you know what? He needs to learn health. I'm like, how could I forget about health? So I just went on Amazon and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to find an old health book, you know, not an old one, but one that's, you know, used. And I'm going to go ahead and buy that and just use that. And it has worked okay. There's a few things in here that are kind of out of date. There's a few things in here that we kind of skipped around a little bit. And then for the questions and stuff like that, because I was like, I'm not just going to have them read a lesson and be done with it. So I had to type up my own worksheets with this health book. So I decided, and I asked him about it, and he said that he wanted to continue with this book. So we're going to go ahead and continue to use it. But we're adding on quite a few other things here. So I found this Healthy Habits for Healthy Kids, Nutrition and Fitness Activities. So this workbook, it's got worksheets in it. It's got activities in here for him to do. This will be great for him because I feel like he's not getting enough time, you know, physical education time. My husband does take him outside. They play basketball. They do run around. They ride bikes and stuff like that. But I feel like this is going to give him some other ideas and give him some other things that he can do. I bought him this anger management book, and I thought it's a workbook for kids. It's 50 fun activities to help children stay calm and make better choices when they feel mad. So he's actually done a few of the things in here already, and he likes this book. And then I also found this, somebody else had reviewed this, and I thought it was a really cool idea. This is Question a Day, Journal for Kids. It's 365 days to capture memories and express yourself. So it's for ages 8 to 12, but I'm sure you could use this for, you know, anybody. So it really is just a question a day. So you just open it up. It's got a beginning of the year reflection. So it's, you know, he's going to do that. And then day 1, what are 3 things that make you smile, right? So he'll just fill this in. And then the next day, day 2, name someone who makes you feel special. What do you love best about that person? And then it continues on. And then at the end of the school year, or the end of the year, he will have a whole book full of things that, you know, a whole book about himself. I just thought this was a really cute book, a really great idea, something to kind of help him reflect on himself, and something to work on. And then I forgot to grab it. Last year, this past school year, we did a lot of workbooks that I had ordered off of Amazon from 180 days. I had ordered 180 days of science, 180 days of spelling, 180 days of writing, like just 180 days of everything. The one that my son really, really enjoyed was 180 days of social, emotional, oh gosh, what's it called? Social, emotional, you know what? I'm just going to grab it. It's learning, you guys. 180 days of social and emotional learning. My son really, really loves this book. So there's a lot in here that he hasn't done yet. So we're going to go ahead and continue to work on this year as well. Last year, we used Guy Stuff, the book for boys. We didn't get too far into it, probably about halfway here. So we're going to finish this book this year. And then I also got him from Ollie's, I got him the Boys Body book here as well. So we're going to finish this one out, and then we're going to start working on this one as well. And that will kind of teach him about taking care of himself and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's it for health. And then the only other thing that I think we're going to work on, other than our read-alouds, which I have so many read-alouds, I'm going to do another video on the books that we're going to read this year. But I saw this book, and I can't remember who it was now, one of y'all ladies on YouTube here was reviewing their curriculum that they used for their child, and this was one of the books that they had used. And I thought, wow, that is a really cool book. So, Make Your Own Money, How Kids Can Earn It, Save It, Spend It, and Dream Big. This is by Ty Allen Jackson. I just thought this was such a cool idea, such a great book for kids to learn how to, you know, make money and save money and what money really is. And, you know, I think this is going to be a really good lesson for him. So it's just such a cool book. It's got great illustrations in here. I think he's really going to enjoy this book. It's almost like graphic novel style. So, and he loves graphic novels. So I think he's really, really going to like that book. Okay, guys, that is everything that I chose for our 2022-2023 school year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. I do a lot of grocery hauls on my channel, but every once in a while I do throw in this homeschooling stuff. I plan on trying to throw in a little more throughout the year this year. So if you like that, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on this video if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more. Bye, guys, and we'll see you next time.